Good morning. It's your boy Trey Colbeck here for another episode of Harness News Live, July 5th edition. Belated happy 4th of July to all the American fans out there. Hope you had a great weekend. And of course, an extra belated happy 1st of July to the Canadians watching. If I didn't say it on Saturday's episode, I'm sure I did. But nevertheless, today's episode is sponsored by Harness Bid. Harness Bid is a game changer for the standardbred and harness racing bloodstock industry, providing buyers and sellers with easy-to-use online platform that offers a global reach, unparalleled transparency, and convenience for its customers. With zero commissions on any horse sold, buyers can purchase horses with the confidence that they are getting the best value for their money. At the same time, sellers can list their horses without worrying about hefty commission fees eating into their profits. Visit harnessbid.com for more and to get started. Well, like I said, today is the July 5th edition. A lot went down over the last few days across North America. Just maybe you'll notice today's episode is not fully live. It was pre-recorded. Just want to test some things out. You won't be able to comment live. You can comment, leave your comments and how you feel about it. But, trying to test some things out in a new format to see what this show can grow into. So a lot of stuff, like I said, went down over the last few days. Scioto had some things on Saturday along with the Meadowlands. Churro Raceway had a invitational memorial on Sunday, and along the Kin Pace eliminations happened at Clinton Raceway on Sunday. Northfield Park had 3-year-old Colton Gelding Pacers in the Buckeye Stallion Series. Leg 3 happened on Sunday, with leg 3 of the Trotters Colton Geldings going down at Northfield Park on Monday. Monticello had the New York Sire Stakes and Excelsior on Monday. Kentucky had their finals yesterday on Tuesday, 8 divisions of that, $100,000 each. You also had the Ohio Sire Stakes 3 at Scioto last night, and the Indiana Sire Stake leg 3 recap at Hoosier Park as well. We'll also go over what's coming up, what's all the races going on in the coming days. So first, we're going to go here to Scioto Downs. They had the preferred next generation, or the preferred equine next generation for 2-year-olds. Each division went out for $150,000. First up was the Pacing Fillies. And let's take a look at how this one shaped up.
Over to the inside now, 5th, John Shadow, 3/4 paced and 124-4, 27-4 backside. Majestic Seas still the one to catch on the outside. Daisy Star. Seaside Streakers had the trip, fanning 3 wide. Venice Blue Chip 4 wide from the back of Seaside Diva. They're off the turn on their way home. Majestic Seas with the lead. Daisy Star outside into the passing lane. Seaside Streaker. It's Majestic Seas. Majestic Seas with the lead, and she'll hang on to win it in 1:53-2.
Majestic Seas held off a surging field late to hold on a solid 1:53-2 for her first career race. Ronnie Wren Jr. was in the bike for trainer Brian Brown. Next up was the Trotting Fillies for the Next Generation event, and here is how this one shaped up.
Instead, to the outside from 3rd, 128-3. 29-2 backside. Midnight Daydream is once again off stride. I Am Independent is now 4th as they come to the top of the stretch. Jurassic Hattie trying to go all the way. Sugar instead is digging in and trying to catch the leader. Possibility to the inside is their 3rd as they trot through the stretch. It is Jurassic Hattie under a hand drive for Brett Miller to win the Next Generation. From Sugar instead, Possibility, and up 4th, I Am Independent, 1:56-2.
Yes, just like that, Jurassic Hattie went wire to wire in 1:56-2 for her first career start. Brett Miller drove the Eric Nesselrode trained filly. After that was time for the boys, the Trotting Colts. There was a big duel at the end. Let's watch how this one finished.
Andeville Hill, the trailer. Past 3/4, it's Tennessee Tom, 127-4, 29-2 backside. Tennessee Tom has the lead. Sponzano is there racing in second. A million of coins from mid-pack. He slipped a gear. He's retreating. Runs the win, is still there third. Do What's Right, clear and driving fourth. Into the stretch, Tennessee Tom. Sponzano on the outside is out of the pocket, digging in, coming on and coming at him. Tennessee Tom, Sponzano, they'll come to the wire together. Very tight photo, 156 and 2. And that will be a new stakes record.
Sponzano edged out Tennessee Tom late in 156 and 2. The Christopher Beaver train trotting colt was teamed up with Aaron Merman for this one. And last and certainly not least, the pacing colts. This one was close. Just watch to see how close.
Side is fifth. Magic by the Sea is a kicking in gear. 3/4 paced, 125, 28 and 1 backside. And on the outside, Janelle Granny puts head and neck in front. $100 man trying to dig back in. Clever Cody looking for racing room and rolling up from the back. Here comes Midwind Beach Boy. Top of the stretch on their way home. $100 man has battled back. Janelle Granny is digging. Outside, Midwind Beach Boy, passing lane. Clever Cody, look at this finish. 4 across the track to the wire, but it's Midwind Beach Boy in the final strides. 152 and 4.
Midwind Beach Boy had enough to come 4 wide and steal this one in 152 and 1. Chris Page steered the young colt to victory for trainer Ron Burke. That's the major races that went down Saturday night at Scioto Downs. Also Saturday night, sticking there, we went to the Meadowlands, 4 big stake races. First up, the $112,000 six-pack was up first. A field of 6 trotting mares lined up behind the starting gate. Let's see who took this one home.
Here comes Bella Bellini on the outside who gets the word from Dexter Dunn. Bella Bellini now to hook up with Jiggy Jog. And the marquee matchup, stride for stride past 3/4 in 125 into the stretch. Jiggy Jog and Bella Bellini giving her all she can handle. As a Raised by Lindy is flashing some late trot in Fashion Schooner on the inside. Jiggy Jog counters and quickens. Bella Bellini on the outside, pouring it on. But it's Jiggy Jog prevailing. Jiggy Jog holds off Bella Bellini in the six-pack. Then Fashion Schooner and Raised by Lindy in 151.
Jiggy Jog is now perfect 3 for 3 on the year and has won 6 straight dating back to last year. The 4-year-old has a lifetime mark of 150 flat, which she achieved at Red Mile last year. She has now made over 1.3 million in earnings. Just a little bit later on just the next race actually in the card had a full field of 11 mares going for $142,000 and some change in the Perfect Sting. Here is the final 1/4 of a mile for that one.
To the far outside, Racing Bell setting up her rally. She's just 4.5, 5 from the leader, and she's tracked by Test of Faith. And she has to fan out now as they turn for home. 3/4, 123 and 2 into the stretch of the Perfect Sing. And it's Silver Label. Gigantic first over effort here. Grace Hill trying to answer and quicken on the inside. And late pace from Test of Faith on the outside. Silver Label 14 to 1. And Scott's here on the money man in the Perfect Sting. It's Silver Label over Grace Hill. Then Test of Faith and Racing Bell in 149.
Wow, yes, Silver Label earned her 5th win of the year and 17th lifetime. She's now won 5 of her last 8. The other 3 finishes were all second places. The mile of 149 was good enough to be a new lifetime mark. The win puts the 4-year-old mare over 1 million in earnings. And again, just right after that, I believe, was the 9th race of the evening, and that was the Crawford Farms. Field of 10 went to post for the $155,000 purse.
Ambassador Hanover on the inside, 5th as they pass 3/4. $100 bill stacks up 3rd over on the outside. Passing 3/4, it's Venerate now to ratchet up the pressure. It's Academic on the outside. 123 and 4 into the stretch drive and they square off. It's Venerate. It's Academic on the outside. Lets him have it. It's on the inside. Still on the outside. It's Academic trying to get to and wear down Venerate and doing that. It is Rattle My Cage shaking loose late in Asteroid on the outside. It's Academic 3 to 1. Dave Miller. It's Academic in the Crawford Farms trot. And then came Venerate. And close Rattle My Cage and Asteroid. It's Academic in 150 and 2, a stakes record.
It's Academic took the other 9 horses to school in a 150-2. David Miller steered the 6-year-old trotter to his 26th lifetime win and 4th of the year. Its academic has now earned over $1.5 million during his racing career. And last and certainly not least of the night was the Dave Brower Memorial. This is how this one shook out.
Over a buck a bet. Hanover has to come 3 wide right now, but Ruthless Hanover turning on the Jets in front by 3/4, 119-4. Wow! They turn for home into the stretch. Ruthless Hanover and Tetrick by 5. A buck a bet. Hanover gets going late on the outside, and full out is Tattoo Artist. The others for Minor Spoils. Ruthless Hanover going for it all here. It's Ruthless Hanover and the clock in the Dave Brower Memorial. And then it's a buck a bet. Hanover 146-4. Ruthless Hanover. And then a buck a bet. Hanover.
Ruthless Hanover paced the mile in a huge 146-4. Surprising that was not good enough for a new lifetime mark. It was his 5th win of the year and 21st of his career. Ruthless Hanover has now earned over $500,000 in his lifetime. That concludes everything major going down on Saturday. Moving on to Sunday, a couple tracks up north had some big races of their own. Truro Raceway had the Johnny Conroy Memorial. We're looking at this. The one roll 'em up was the post-time favorite. Would the 5-year-old gelding be able to get the job done? Let's see.
Forces, no pun intended, 3 high from 5. Inside a ground-saving trip for Roll with Hottie Toddy, but it's Rollum. He's the one to take down. Is still there by 2. American Risk holds second. Roll with Hottie Toddy tipping to the outside third. 125-1 was the 3/4. An 1/8 left to come in the Conroy, and Rollum drawing clear now by 4 as they straighten out for the stretch drive. It's all Rollum here in the Conroy, drawing out to win it easily. On for second, Roll with Hottie Toddy, and third is American Risk.
Mark Campbell roll him right on by the finish line in 153 flat. Rollum's 5th win of the year and 21st lifetime, over $366,000 now in lifetime earnings. Pretty big day, pretty impressive day there at Truro. Moving just a little bit westward to Ontario, Clinton Raceway held the eliminations for the Kin Pace. Non-winners of $50,000 pacing fillies fight for their spot into next week's final. Here is the first elimination.
The one to catch. Nothing doing for Bala yet. Popping the pocket early. That's Steady As We Go. They're once around the track and they're halfway back in 128-1. Getting Euchred has company. Steady As We Go is advancing on the outside. Racing in third, Treasures Watching. Bala is 4th. Down the stretch they come. Getting Euchred and Steady As We Go in a stretch duel here. Steady As We Go. Getting Euchred is hanging on. Getting Euchred coast to coast in race number 6. Travis Henry and Getting Euchred.
Getting Euchred. Oh, I love that card game. But Getting Euchred didn't get Euchred here and won big in 158-1, solidifying her spot for next week. The next top 4 in this one was Steady As We Go, Treasures Watching, and Bala. So these 3 also clinched the spot into next week's final. Another 5 fillies lined up for the second elimination, and here is this one chuck up.
Large and in charge. They're once around the track and they're halfway back. Get ready to say zoom. 126-4. They are motoring. I'm a Doll, the leader. Shaka's had the trip of a lifetime. Will look to tip out as they turn down the lane. I'm a Doll. Shaka's got a shot. I'm a Doll and Shaka duking it out here. I'm a Doll. I'm a Doll will not be denied. Up the lane for second.
I'm a Doll's 157-1 locked up her spot into the next week's finals. Deadly Delight, Shaka, and Dakota Shadow also will draw in. The draw already happened the weekend for next weekend's final, and this is how it will set up. So just like that, elimination winner 1, Getting Euchred will come from post position 4, while the other elimination where I'm a Doll where the number 3 Saddle Cloth. Post time 1:30 at Clinton Raceway next Sunday. Still Sunday here. Northfield Park held their third leg of the Buckeye Stallion Series on Sunday for 3-year-old pacing colts and geldings. Tied for second in the first one. Tied for second in the standings. Getting Your Sea Legs was scratched. So how would the rest of the field, take advantage of that?
Across the back stretch, Marriage on the Rocks, taking the field to 3/4 in 1:25 and 2. I Fear Nothing out there 3 wide and charging just ahead behind. Here's I Fear Nothing collaring Marriage on the Rocks with 1/8 of a mile left to go. Get it right, jumped it off. Jack, Jim, Betty, and Karen is third. Then I Am a Man at Heart, 1/8 of a mile left to go. Marriage on the Rocks trying to hold off I Fear Nothing, who's flying down the center. Jack, Jim, Betty, and Karen is unleashed too. I Fear Nothing or Jack, Jim, Betty, and Karen. It's I Fear Nothing. I Fear Nothing in front of Jack, Jim, Betty, and Karen, 1:53 and 4.
I Fear Nothing won in 1:53 and 4, which is good enough for a new lifetime mark. Third win of 2023, went 0 for 9 during the 2-year-old season, but looks to be turning a bit of the corner. A few races later in the 6th was the second division for the Buckeye Stallions here for colts and 3-year-old colts and geldings. Surfside Beach was the point leader in the field, highest with points in the field, currently sits 10th. Would he be able to add to his point total?
The back of the pack, they step onto the back stretch trying to track down Surfside Beach, who leads it at 9-5, 2/4 of a length to Don't Fear, Don't Tell, who's racing second. Cruisin' Jim up on the outside, plugging away 3 lengths from the leader. Then Barley Mischievous, 3/4, 1:23 and 4, and in and around the far turn. Surfside Beach, the leader, 1.5 lengths. Don't Fear, Don't Tell has been second throughout. Cruisin' Jim is hitting his best stride on the outside. Then Barley Mischievous and Marcy Boku, less than 1/8 of a mile to go. And Surfside Beach tries to hold off Cruisin' Jim, who's rallying down the center. Surfside Beach or Cruisin' Jim, these two to decide it. It's Surfside Beach hanging in there. Surfside Beach in front. Cruisin' Jim was home second from Barley Mischievous third, 1:52.
Surfside Beach was able to add to that point total and get a new lifetime mark of 152 flat. Second win of the year, 4th lifetime. Now has earned over 100,000 in career earnings. The third division came a little bit later here. A showdown between Don't Touch My Truck, who sits 5th in the standings, and Quick Trick, who is tied for second. Would either of them be able to get the job done? Let's find out.
Then Buried at the Rail in 7th, and Bound to Be Fearless is the back marker. They step on to the back stretch and approach 3/4. Don't Touch My Truck is the leader. There goes Quick Trick 3 wide. Tequila and Ice is at the rail. Monaco Hanover back pedals. Master Confection 1:23 and 3 for 3/4 of a mile, and into the far turn they move. Don't Touch My Truck is the leader. Quick Trick up on the outside, and here comes Quick Trick, and the 2 favorites will decide it with Tequila and Ice third. Master Confection is 4th. 1/8 of a mile left to pace. Don't Touch My Truck tries to finish the job. Quick Trick tries to gun him down on the outside. Don't Touch My Truck or Quick Trick. Don't Touch My Truck is hanging in there. Don't Touch My Truck prevails over Quick Trick in 1:51 and 3.
Don't Touch My Truck was able to win his 4th win of the year and end his career with a mile of 1:51 and 3. He went 0 for 4 during his rookie campaign, but now sits near the top of the standings here in the Buckeye Stallion Series. In the 4th division of the evening, Boardwalk Jack is the current point leader in the field, sitting 8th overall. The rest of the field will be fighting hard for points. Here's the field of 8 battling it out.
Tide is turned out there 3 wide. Badger was able to get off the rail. He's coming 3 wide too. Collier Bluff is at the rail. Doo-Wop. Bobby is rallying but needs to find a seam. Top of the stretch. Tan Man leads by 3. Then Tide is turned and Collier Bluff in deep stretch. It's Tan Man. Tide is turned getting to him but not in time to Tan Man. Wire to wire for Merriman. Tide is turned, rally to be second, 1:51 and 3.
Tan Man achieves a new lifetime mark of 1:51 and 3 in his 2nd win of the year and 8th lifetime. A big win for the gelding, who won the Buckeye Stallion Series Constellation last year for 2-year-old pacing colts and geldings. Sticking with Northfield Park, but let's move on to Monday. They had the 3rd leg for the Buckeye Stallion Series, but this time trotting colts and geldings. They were also split up in 4 splits. First, Vondel Kemp, who is tied for 3rd in the standings, is looking to keep moving up. Let's see if he can do that.
Second past great career. Tom's Challenger warming from the back of the pack is Johnny Red's Victory. 3/4, 126-1. In and around the far turn they go, and Freeborn is the leader, a length and a half to the good. On COVID Cartel, Johnny Red's Victory continues to gain ground while 3 wide. Then Tom's Challenger in great career. Less than an eighth of a mile to go, and it's Freeborn to track down. Johnny Red's Victory is winding up from the back. Freeborn in deep stretch. Here comes Johnny Red's Victory. Time ticks away. Freeborn wire to wire at 1-2. Johnny Red's Victory rallied to be second. Tom's Challenger third in 155-3.
Freeborn wins this one in 154-4 in his second win of the year and 6th lifetime. He's just shy of $100,000 in career earnings and will likely be looking to hit that milestone soon. In the second split, Domovoy is the only one in the top 10 in the standings. Stumpy and Republic Return just sit outside top 10, looking to move up. Will they be able to do it? Let's find out.
To 3/4 they go with Domovoy the target. 3/4 on the board in 125-2. Stumpy is right there ready to pounce. Then Republic Return. Into the far turn they move. Credit My Tom made a break. Up top Domovoy and Stumpy. Republic Return is inching closer from third, just 2.5 lengths behind. It's 5 back to Team Bravo. Less than an eighth of a mile to go, and Domovoy tries to finish the job. Stumpy on the outside tries to get to him. Stumpy or Domovoy. Stumpy's off stride. Domovoy going to win it here as Stumpy made a break under the wire. Republic Return was third.
Domovoy picks up his third win of the year and career. His mile of 154-3 was good enough to be a new lifetime mark. Republic Return and Stumpy finished second and third respectively, so they too picked up much needed points. In the third division, second in the standings, Feisty Sam was looking to solidify his position. Would he be able to do that? Let's see.
Salon, Asian Jing gets into the thick of things. Feisty Sam is in between rivals. Gotta have rhythm at the pylons. 127-3 for 3/4. Less than a quarter of a mile to go, and Muscle On is the leader. Collared by Mr. Roofer, Asian Zing. Plugging away 3 wide. Gapping the pocket is Gotta Have Rhythm. Then Feisty Sam. Muscle On trying to turn them all away. Mr. Roofer and Asian Zing second and third. In deep stretch, it's Muscle On. Muscle On and Aaron Merriman. Mr. Roofer back for more. But in deep stretch, it's Muscle On wire to wire. Mr. Roofer was second in 156-2.
Muscle On trotted the mile in 156-2. Third win comes here in his first stint of the year in the Buckeye Stallions series. The last and certainly not least split saw Romoro's Dream, who is fifth in the standings, trying to maintain his place. The other 7 trotters will do whatever they can to ruin that for him. What happens?
Romeo's Dream. Counts Custom trying to re-rally, and now Sunrise Hill gets out of the 2-hole to try and attack What a Mission as they race for 3/4. 127-2. Into the far turn. Sunrise Hill is the new leader. What a Mission trying to battle back. Romeo's Dream is third. Then Don't Look Good and Counts Custom around the far turn, and What a Mission has come back on the inside of Sunrise Hill. Romeo's Dream tips 3 wide. Don't Look Good is at a perfect triple. Will need the passing lane. Then Counts Custom into the stretch. What a Mission tries to finish the job. Romeo's Dream down the center with Sunrise Hill in deep stretches. What a Mission holding them all off. What a Mission in 156-4.
All right there. What a Mission just won by a head over Romeo's Dream in 156-4. Oh, the 3-year-old pacing Colts in Geldings Lake 4 happens on July 28th at Scioto Downs, while the Trottings Lake 4 is back at Northfield Park on August the 13th. So we'll keep it rolling here still on Monday at Monticello. Monticello had the second leg for the New York Sire Stakes. 2-year-old pacing fillies, 4 divisions. 4 divisions, and first up is the second race on Monday's card, and here is that race.
Stick with those 2 3/4, 128-2. So well dressed here, looking to take them all the way after she made the lead at the quarter, but Hunting Hula comes right up to her throat, and waiting in the pocket is Moderna Hanover second over for Fresh Legs. They make their way to Heartbreak Lane here, and it's So Well dressed up on the lead pocket. Moderna Hanover 3-pat there is Hunting Hula, and they make their way down Heartbreak Lane. So Well dressed on top, Moderna Hanover up the fence, but the So Surreal filly is in charge. It's all So Well dressed, and Jordan Stratton to win the first division of the New York Sire Stakes in 157 flat.
So well deserved with Jordan Stratton went 157 flat. Now 2 for 2 in her young career. The next split here, race 6, and the speed seemed to pick up a bit. So let's watch.
3 quarters came and went in 127, and Bronx Barista is under surge because here comes Cam American and Stratton looking to reel her in here as they make their way to the top of the lane here. Cam American outside, inside is Bronx Barista. They head to the top of the lane here, and Bronx Barista is going to throw down here. The boxing gloves are off. Outside is Cam American. It's going to be Stratton and Marky Mac down the lane. They're going to throw down here. Bronx Barista digging in inside. Cam American outside. Not enough. Bronx Barista in front. Second to Cam American. Third back to Peace Talks. Time of the mile 1:55. A sizzler in race 6.
And the last and final split had 1 scratch, so 5 fillies would duke it out. Sea Pearl was the betting favorite. Could she do it?
Under the sun, Sea Pearl. She's there in 128 and 3, and Palladio is right up her back, sitting third. Vice versa, Blue Chip first over, now fourth. Belbrielle last as Hurricane Aphrodite as they swing into the fourth and final turn here. Sea Pearl just hit the gas pedal, and Bartlett gave her cue, and there she goes. Sea Pearl has kicked away by 4, by 5. She's got a ton in the tank here, and look at this 2-year-old American Ideal filly. She's going to win it here in a laugher at the Mighty M. It was Sea Pearl wrapped up in 1:56 and 4 in the 10th.
Sea Pearl was able to, in her first career start, a 1:56 and 4 performance. Monticello also hosted 2 splits of the Excelsior Series for 2-year-old pacing fillies. The first split had a field of 8, and this one's how it finished.
Trisha is sitting there back fourth along with Shailene Hanover. 3 quarters came and went in 128 and 3, and they make their way to Heartbreak Lane here. Up top, a few choice words. How much does she have left? Becomes Here Cuz the Big Girl is Gandy Dancer up to her flank, and these two will be cutthroat as they head to the top of the lane. Inside, a few choice words, but outside, Bartlett just went to the wheel disc on Gandy Dancer. How much does she have? Inside, a few choice words, looking to dig down Gandy Dancer to her flank, but Matty K's got more, and he'll get there with a few choice words in front. Second to Gandy Dancer. Third up the fence was Delivered on Time. Time of the mile 1:58 and 1.
After finishing 4th in her debut, this is a big bounce back for a few choice words. In her 1:58 and 1, a mile was just good enough for a new lifetime mark. The second split, we saw the 60-1 long shot Sherry's Choice take the lead just around the 3/4 mark. Was she able to hold on? Let's find out.
Just struck the lead at 60-1 here for John Nation. Heads are pointed towards 3 quarters. 1:28 and 3. Looking to get into the 2-path there and go by was KJ Huntress, but couldn't do it right away as she's taking bad steps. Sent 3 wide is Pembroke Bubbly here at the head of the lane, and it's Sherry's Choice here, and John Nation at 60-1 looking to hang on. Outside is KJ Huntress. Inside, there goes Stratton with Pembroke Bubbly, and they make their way down the lane. It's going to be a 60-1 upset. It's Sherry's Choice for John Nason. 1:59 and 1, bombs away in race 7.
Wow, 1:59 and 1, big improvement over a previous mile times of 2:06 and 2 and 2:02 and 4. The 60-1 long shot gets her done. Next up for the New York Sires and the Excelsior for 2-year-old pacing fillies will go down at Saratoga on July 14th. Moving from Monday now to Tuesday. Yesterday, the Oak Grove held the finals for the early Kentucky Sire Stake, a total of 8 finals, each going for $100,000. First up, let's look at the 2-year-olds. Up first, the 2-year-old trotting fillies had a field of 8. Who will go home with top honors?
Back along the rail, ABC Let Me Be is next, and a big gap now to the trailers. Redley Success and Savannah Sound. We're down to 6 as they trot by 3 quarters. Quickly taking over Command Allegiant. We'll see how good the 6 is right now as she moves up on the outside. By 3 quarters in 1:25 and 1, the track record for 2-year-old trotting fillies, 1:55 and 1. And the Purple Jesus brings them on home, David Miller, and it's all Allegiant. Here is a rocking chair drive in the second. It is Allegiant in hand and in command, and a huge effort here.
Allegiant now is 2 for 2 lifetime. Her 1:53 and 2 mile time is a new Oak Grove record for 2-year-old trotting fillies. Vernon Beatty trains the Tactical Landing sired filly. The next up was the Pacing Colton Geldings. This one only had a field of 7. Who will take home this one?
Here is Snap Count doing the dirty work first up on the rim. Down the backstretch, Acronym is Vec next, followed by My Legend up on the outside. Dine with Kings with some work to do, and Rapasso better find his best stride now. As they race by 3/4, it is Arson who continues to lead. Andy Miller getting itchy with too many captains, and he explodes out of the pocket by 3/4 in a moderate 126. They're off the turn, they're in the stretch, and they're on their way home. And Tua, many captains up on the outside. There might be a fire sale right now as Arson has given way. Late closers begin to move in, but it's all Tua. Many captains. Arson's going to hold second.
Tua Many Captains picked up his first win. Now is 1 win and 1 second and 1/3 in 3 career starts. The Captain Treacherous sired colt was driven by Andy Miller for trainer Julie Miller. Six trotting colts and geldings were up. 2-year-old trotting colts and geldings were up next. And here is how that one ended.
Quarter pole under confident handling. Yo Monty try to touch them all. Here's Goat and Pickpocket up on the outside. Lupin K continues to skim the pylons, leaving the amphitheater and rolling into 3/4, followed by Mont Saint Michel, who got shuffled back, but certainly not out of it. And far back to Militant, we're down to a 5-pack. They're double-deckered, trotting by 3/4 in a fast 125-1. From between horses, the Goat now sticks his nose, his head, his neck in front, but he's not home free yet because Pickpocket drives up on the far outside. They're into the stretch. Pickpocket rolls up on the outside. Goat in between horses. Lupin K. Going to be a ding-dong battle here. The Goat and a very unlucky Lupin K.
Goat wins for the first time in his only second start. Last time he finished 3rd, but it comes up big here with a 155-3 mile. The last 2-year-old finals of the day is for Pacing Fillies. This is how this one ended.
3-step pacer, Barefoot Bell. Barefoot Bell by a length and a half, moving up on the outside. Here comes Queen Bee and Me. Muddin' Up's going to be carted along beautifully. They're racing into 3/4. Further back in the field, Fearless Better up on the outside. Highway Queen by 3/4, and Devin Tharps rolls up on the outside with Muddin' Up. And is she good enough to chase down Queen Bee and Me? Queen Bee and Me cuts the corner a length and a half. Muddin' Up surging up on the outside. Fearless Better. Barefoot Bell gives way. Far outside, Highway Queen. Here's Muddin' Up roaring down the middle of the racetrack. Upset galore. Here is Muddin' Up. Muddin' Up.
Winless in 2 prior starts, Muddin' Up was able to claim victory in 154 flat to end the card. Devin Tharps was in the bike for the John Ackley trained filly. Now let's look at the 3-year-olds first up. The 3-year-old Pacing Fillies. In the last meeting, Keep My Secret beat out the favorite Charleston. Would Charleston let that happen again?
4-4. Down the backstretch, they roll to the 3/4 pole. Track record holder trying to go all the way on the front end. Ready to strike out of second. Let's Misbehave. Charleston now making her presence felt as this field of 7 goes by 3/4 in 1:22. The track record might explode in here. They're off the turn. They're in the stretch, and they're on their way home. Here's Charleston up on the outside. Diamonds and Pearls gives way along the rail. Keep My Secret, one final bid, but today is the day for Charleston. Scoring convincingly in here.
Charleston wins now for the first time of the year and now 7th lifetime. Not only is 149-4 good enough to be a new lifetime mark, but it's also good enough to be a new track record for the 3-year-old Pacing Fillies. Dietrich drove the Down by the Sea offspring to victory. A few races later, the 3-year-old Trotting Colts and Geldings. Brodeur secured the win last time out. Would he be able to repeat? Let's see.
You to race down the backstretch. It is Brodeur on top by a nose. Right alongside in second, Espresso. Driving up on the outside, here comes Yo Tater as they race by 3/4. The real racing begins right now. Brodeur leads the way. Espresso alongside in second. Here is Yo Tater making his presence felt on the far outside, and Mahatu Oz is now coming from far, far back. They're into the stretch. Brodeur brings them on home. Yo Tater is flying down the middle of the racetrack, and here comes Yo Tater. Yo Tater got there.
Yo Tater earned his third career win in 153-1, which is now a new lifetime mark. Never raced in his 2-year-old year, but now in 7 starts this year, he has never finished worse than third. Berlin Yodders drives and trains the trotting gelding. Kick off the late pick 5 in race 6. The pacing Colts and Geldings 3-year-olds, they went at it here. Let's see how that one shook up.
Tip Top Cat along the rail. Keep your eye on command. He's moving right along. Admiral Hill got shuffled back to the pocket as they race into 3/4. Larceny is next. Up on the outside, Caviar Aiden. Nearest the rail comes Caviar Callum, and the breaker was Caviar Donovan by 3/4 in 1:21-2. They're off the turn. They're in the stretch. And they're on their way home, and widest of all, out in the Fort Campbell parking lot. Take a deep look at command. In between horses, Tip Top Cat. Nowhere to go for Admiral Hill. Deep stretch. 2 wide here, and who do you like the 4?
Tip Top Cat clinched the fastest mile of the 8 finals with a 1:49-3. First win of the year, and the mile time was good enough to be his new lifetime mark. He spent his 2-year-old year at Woodbine Mohawk Park with trainer Greg McNair, but is now a part of the Ron Burke stable. Big bounce back from the colt, who failed to get into North America Cup. And last but certainly not least, the 3-year-old trotting fillies had their turn in the 8th race. Who would win this one?
It continues to lead the way, followed by Catholic in her pew in second. Nearest the rail comes Cessna Pride, slipping through the inside, trying to find the seam as they trot into 3/4. Valora Campus dropping out of it. Trotting up on the outside, Caviar Gwen, Una Madonna along the rail, and Chulada for a minor share. Racing by 3/4 is getting quicker now once again. 1:24-2. Here they come, spitting out of the turn. Cutting the corner with a 1.5 length advantage, Mambasita. Moving up on the outside, Catholic. They are pretty well strung out in here, but it's all the Green Hornet, Yannick Gingras. It is Mambasita Catholic.
Mambasita has now 3 wins in a row. The winning time of 1:53 is good enough to be her new lifetime mark. 2nd win of the year, 6th lifetime. Oak Grove only has a handful of days left. 2 more days of racing, to be exact, left on the schedule. Sunday, July 9th, and Monday, July 10th. Post time, 4 p.m. Eastern. Sticking with last night, Tuesday night, Soto Downs was back in action. This time for Ohio Sire Stakes for 3-year-old trotting colts, 2 divisions for $55,000 in the first split. And here is how that one went down.
It's still 2 to Burton's Hill. By near time starts to move. Then it is Jogging Fool Trot, and John Dutton, the trailer, is following cover from second over. As the pace will quicken down to 3/4. Rumble Strips has had everything his way and soft tempo under his belt. He's ready to sprint 3/4, 1:25-2, 28-2, backside. Bidner time is now second. Inside, KJ Alexander third, John Dutton second over fourth. He's ready to come 3 wide as they come to the top of the stretch. They're stepping now. Rumble Strips on the inside. Bidner time outside. 3 wide, John Dutton from the back. Jogging Fool Trot into the passing lane. Burton's Hill. They've all got a shot as they come to the wire. It's John Dutton on the outside, getting up to win it. John Dutton from Burton's Hill in a photo for show, 1:53-2.
John Dutton's 1:53-2 is good enough for his personal best. 6 wins on the year now, an 8th lifetime. Another win for trainer Ron Burke on the day. The next split was way in the 13th race, and this is how this one ended.
Away from the pocket, chapter 12 outside fourth, but he gaps his cover. Rose Run York continuing to skim pylons as their 5th. Grand Revival outside 6th, and Rip is the trailer. To 3/4 they go. Jet Hill still with the lead a length at his wheel. Black Magic till I collapse to the inside. 3 wide. Here comes Grand Revival, 126, 27-3. Third quarter for Jet Hill. He's in gear. Opens up 3 from Black Magic. Inside till it collapses. Grand Revival is there. Fourth and 3 wide for Sutton. Rose Run York continuing to save ground. They're off the turn and on their way home. It's Jet Hill with the lead. Never an anxious moment under a hand drive. Jet Hill powering home. An easy 4-length winner. Jet Hill from Till I Collapse. Photo for show between Black Magic and Rose Run York. 153-4.
Jet Hill, the What the Hill Sire Trotter, is now 4 straight wins to start 2023, but until having an unfortunate 5th place last time. This is a big turnaround for the 5th win of the year in 7th lifetime. 143-4 was not quite good enough to knock off the 152-2 lifetime mark. Leg 4 for the 3-year-old trotting colts will be at Northfield Park on August the 12th. Still last night, leg 3 of the Indiana Sire Stakes went down at Hoosier Park for trotting and pacing colts, along with trotting fillies. First up, there was 2 splits for the 3-year-old trotting fillies. First up, the field of 7, couple fillies high up in the standings draw into this one. Natterday sits at 2nd, while Yo Beth D sits just behind in 3rd. Where did they end up finishing here?
Now comes right to the side of Yo Beth D, and Natterdays puts ahead in front, moving into the stretch. 3 quarters, 124-3, 28-3 third quarter. Natterdays now has taken the lead. Yo Beth D back to 2nd. Flo Lacham moving up in between horses. Country Mama trying to close in down the outside. Natterdays with the lead. Flo Lacham, and diving down to the cones is Merle Valley. Also oncoming is Country Mama. Natterdays still in front. Merle Valley trying to spring a big upset down on the inside, and Merle Valley has done that at 20-1.
Merle Valley with the upset in 152-2, which was a huge improvement from her previous best of 157-3. Trace Tetrick jumps aboard for the first time other than a qualifying mile way back in this filly's early stages of career. 2nd lifetime win and 1st of 2023. In the 2nd split, 1st in the standings, Swanya, 4th place, Help of the Season, 5th place, Stella Rose, and 6th place, Semi-Format, all came together in this tough field of 6. Can Swanya fight off the other competitors to keep 1st place in the division?
Mary's Magic now moving to the outside is Semi-Formal, and Sassy Reagan is the trailer. Head of the stretch, headed for home. 3 quarters, 125-2, 28-1 the third quarter, and going on a break as they came to the top of the stretch was Mary's Magic. Swanya drifted out. That gave Help of the Season an opening to the inside. Stella Rose trying to close in on the top 2. Less than 1/8 of a mile to come. Swanya, Help of the Season. Help of the Season now has a short lead. Swanya tries to fight back on the outside. Stella Rose 3rd. Help of the Season, Swanya prevails. Help of the Season was 2nd. Then Stella Rose, Sassy Reagan 4th in 152-2.
Swanya did in fact keep her winning streak alive. 7th win of 2023 in 9 starts. She has only had 1 start in 2022 as a 2-year-old, and it was not the greatest of debut, but she has really bounced back here in 2023. Moving on to the boys, after 2 entrants scratched, the field of 7 trotting colts and geldings went to post. This field consists of the number 1 seed Honda Jet, who has won twice already in the event. Would he be able to do it again?
Show Up is 2nd. Help First Edition looms on the outside. 3 quarters, 123-1. They're into the stretch. Ponda Jet with the lead. Just Show Up. Help First Edition to the outside. Tech Song Soprano is trying to come on. Ponda Jet is under pressure from Help First Edition. Help First Edition now has put ahead in front. Tech Song Soprano. Just Show Up is dropping down to the inside. Tech Song Soprano is closing strongly. Help First Edition. Ponda Jet to the inside. Ponda Jet re-rallying. Tech Song Soprano on the outside. Tech Song Soprano, I think, got there, but it is a photo. Tech Song Soprano and Ponda Jet with Help First Edition in 151.
Tech Song Soprano just nicked it out, picks up the win. 3rd win of the year in 151 flat, now stands as his new lifetime mark. And last here at Hoosier Park of the night was the pacing colts and geldings, a big field of 10. And a bunch of high rollers in the standings in this one. How will this one turn out?
Buzzsaw Russ, why not now? Coach Stefanos going 3 wide, 3 quarters, 1:22 and 2. They're into the stretch, and David Allen Woe has gone on a break at the top of the stretch as Buzzsaw Russ has a 2-length lead. Coach Stefanos trying to close in on the outside. Why not now? In between horses, the 3 of them lining up across the track, but Buzzsaw Russ still has the better of it. Coach Stefanos on the outside. Why not now? In between the pair, right down to the line they come. Coach Stefanos and Why Not Now in a photo. Buzzsaw Russ was third. Then it was J.K. Black Gold and Joker Rockwell in 1:48 and 4.
Wow, 1:48 and 4, a new lifetime mark for Coach Stefanos, and now he is also perfect 3 for 3 this year with 9 lifetime wins. That wraps up Hoosier Park's Indiana Sire Stakes for the evening. Some history was broke north of the border at Woodbine Mohawk Park. Let's take a look and see what the heck happened.
Hanover is 6. Logan Park by a length and a half on HP Mama B. Oni Hall on the outside grinds away. Right there, Patriarch Hanover 3 lengths from the front is 4th. 3 quarters is hit in 1:23 and 2. Big time 3rd quarter speed there of 27 and 1. Into the stretch, it's Logan Park who tries to kick away. HP Mama B is in 2nd. Right on her back is Patriarch Hanover looking for a lane. Oni Hall on the outside, Perfetto on the far outside, and Pikachu Hanover 6. But it's all Logan Park. Logan Park's on top by 5. Coming to the edge of the tote board, Logan Park, no doubt about it. Patriarch Hanover gets through, will finish in 2nd. 3rd, it was tight, Perfetto and HP Mama B in a photo. The time of the mile, 1:50 and 3. That is a track record.
Wow, Logan Park sets a new track and Canadian record in the free-for-all trot for older male trotters. Congratulations, all the connections there. 1:50 and 3, crazy. Wow, big night of recaps there. A lot of Sire Stakes, a lot of stake races, world records being broke, track records being broke, a lot of things going on. But before we wrap up, like always, Harness Link correspondent focus. John Barry writes about the amateur driving contest that took place at Oak Grove over the weekend. I continued my 2 cents worth series with my thoughts on new partnership between Truro Raceway and an online sports book. Garnett Barnsdale keeps it rolling with his betting analysis of tracks across the US of A. Bruce Stewart reports on unbeaten pacer in New Zealand. And Thomas Hicks writes on NBA superstars. Horse getting upset overseas. Wow. So again, new format of this, a little pre-recorded. Hopefully everything was fine. Hopefully everything was good with the replays. I had a blast trying to figure it out and trying to get this show to a place that I like it, and we're getting there. But I'll be back on Saturday, 11 a.m. Eastern time, and again next Wednesday at 2 p.m. Eastern time. On behalf of everyone at Harness Link and myself and Ace, take care. See you next time. Bye-bye.